So, when the theme was pitched to you, what was it about the entire platform and the idea that appealed to the four of you, and how did you want to explore the possibilities?
So, so I said I jumped at it because I really loved the concept of love stories. And when they pitched the idea to us, they actually gave us an option to kind of choose. Or Ashi Dua, the producer, she came down and she discussed the theme with us. And we wanted to really, really talk about the power dynamics in a relationship between people and explore some complex characters that way. And I thought it was a great, great medium to completely put ourselves out of that comfort zone and do something really different. So that's the reason I got into the entire thing. And I think it's the same for Nandini ma'am as
Yeah,
well.
it gave me a kind of a space to kind of venture out, which I had not really done before, and the theme itself was very thought provoking. Power dynamics in a relationship. You can write it in many complex ways. You can give it so many layers, and
Right.
you have that freedom to write it as you wish. I don't have to sit and think ఇది గుంటూరులో అర్థమవుతుందా బి సెంటర్ సి సెంటర్ యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు థింక్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ దీస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ calculations and permutations and all that. And we all watch Netflix, we all watch international content, and you are looking at the story also from that point of view, that it's for an audience also who watches all this kind of international content as well. So you can
Right.
push the bar in terms of writing and executing it. So that was very exciting for me.
I
How about you, Nag? Yeah.
yeah, I think for me, yeah, it was just because it just reminded me of the time where you're trying to make movies, like really back in the day, you just wanted to make movies somehow or the other, any story, how would you tell it? And now we came to a situation where somebody would give you a budget and say, go make a movie. And we're not going to ask you, like, no questions asked, just make a movie, have a good time. So I was like, okay, this is great, let's do it. Like, I don't see a reason why not to. So that was,
All
that
right.
was
Sankalp, we haven't seen your work after Ghazi. So, for you, this is a complete shift in paradigm, isn't it?
Exactly. After Ghazi, I made Antariksham, and
Yeah.
after Antariksham, I made to do something else. But when Ashi
Right.
came up and she told us, like, Sankalp, you can do anything, whatever you want. So that excited each one of us, because none of us were restricted to do this is a particular thing. So this gave us a scope to do experimental. For me, it was an experimental, whatever I've done. So yes.
Since you used the word experimental, let me begin with you. Even your feature films per se, Ghazi or Antariksham, they were not the conventional films. They would be categorized somewhat as experimental if you look at the way Telugu cinema has been moving forward, isn't it? So when you take a story which is away from science, away from, which is either set in a spaceship or a submarine, and you're looking at relationship dynamics. So, so were you also looking at real life inspired stories for the characters? Because I was quite, intrigued by how these characters shaped up.
No, you mean real life for the next projects or for the current one which I've done?
For the one which you've done right now, for the Netflix series.
This is completely fictional. But I have studied so many people, I can't tell you the story exactly, but you understood. People do exist like that.
Right.
Yes, it's definitely based on the people I have observed. I don't know what exactly more to reveal, so I just stop it here. Like, I don't want to reveal much.
We don't want to touch on any of the
Understandable.
spoilers.
Even if I tell a little bit of the characterization or a little bit of the personality, then I think I'll be doing some spoilers.
But I was shocked to actually see Sankalp deal with these four characters because, as you said, I called up Sankalp and I asked him, where are you going to shoot this? In space or underwater? Where are you going to shoot this? But he shot this in a room. And then, it had the same kind of tension in a submarine or in space.
Yep.
And it was really, really nice to see that Sankalp moved that way but still held that tension.
All right.
Thanks,
For
Tarun.
you as well, Tarun, I think you have moved away from the very urban-centric stories that you've been associated with, right? So moving into the rural Telangana space, was that also an exciting possibility for you to, get? And if I may ask you this, is your story based on a real life incident? Is it developed based on a real life incident?
So stories like this happen around us in general, and I happen to hear them on an everyday basis. But what struck a chord with me was how lightly it's taken. For me, it came in as a shock, and it's an afterthought that we have after a discussion that, oh, this can happen, especially when it comes down to this subject. So I really wanted to that was there. Apart from that, it was for me, it was nostalgic because one of my first few short films was Sainma. It was also set in rural Telangana, and I wanted to get back to that space because when I made that short film, I made it in a sense that I said, screw this, I'm going to just make this film. And that opportunity came back again. Immediately, it hit me that let me go back to that space and do it. And this was one of the stories that I'd heard around me, and I thought, all right, let me just get back those characters, let me go back to that space, because I really love these very local stories that I've seen, not just in Telugu, in other languages as well, and the impact that they've had on me. So this no other better place than here to get this done. So I'm very happy that I got the opportunity to do it.
Right. I noticed that in the title credits also you had mentioned Sainma, isn't it? It's almost like you are harking back to those times and at least recalling those memories.
Right. That's the name of our line production house. But yeah, so we wanted to, definitely get back there. That's a wonderful space. When we shot there, also the people are very friendly. The moment you go there, it's a different world because they seem naive, they seem innocent, but deep down they're very complex characters. You have to fall in love with them. So for me, the story was about that.
All right. Nandini, I think you had quite a blast doing this film, right? The way you've written it, edited it, and put the whole thing together. And coming from you after, family-oriented films, especially Oh Baby, where you're exploring, the characters. All of them are, characters with a lot of duality, I would say. So, what were your discussions with your writer Radhika Anand when you were writing Meera's story?
I'm a huge fan of Roald Dahl, and I find his dark kind of macabre twists he gives in the end really like bam, you don't see that coming. So this story is actually based on a short story by Guy de Maupassant, and when Radhika kind of threw the initial idea at me, then I kind of said, how do we Dahlize this and give it that little tweak in the end, because I want that surprise factor. For me, I like that kick that comes at the end of a story, personally as an audience. So I was working towards that. And then we started working towards the layers of the character, because when something like that is being done, there are so many things that I wanted people to be able to revisit the film and say, that's why she behaved like that, and that's why this happened, that's why. So those little hints, I wanted to leave so that you can revisit and then watch it and enjoy it again. So these were the kind of...
That happened for me. Yeah. I was watching it again. Like, oh, that is where this happened. Oh,
First thing I asked Tarun, I said, did you get the end? Did you expect the end? He said, no. I said, okay.
When I watched it again, it added one whole new layer. That was there.
That was the whole idea, that you will watch it once and there'll be a bunch of things that you've missed because we're constantly distracting your attention with something else. So then when you go back, you'll watch the other stuff. So that was just fun for me to do as a filmmaker. And of course, to clip my Oh Baby wings and go Batman. Nice, standing as Superman and you take a dive down the lane and you suddenly turned into Batman and go dark. That was absolutely great kind of free fall that I had, and I had a real blast shooting it.
Okay. No, Nag, I was quite surprised. From your films, I shouldn't say, we should be surprised because what you did in Evade Subramaniam was so different from Mahanati. And then what you're doing with, what you're going to do with Prabhas's film, I'm sure will be completely different from what you've done before. But, this kind of a dystopian world, how did this idea come about? Was Black Mirror a reference point in some way or not at all?
Not a conscious reference point, but definitely I'm a fan of Black Mirror, and the way the way it really puts you in a space where it's familiar, but it's not. It's still sci-fi. It's like familiar sci-fi or whatever. So maybe subconsciously that was a reference. But this story was like a small seed. Like I thought maybe it'll become a full film later at some point. But when this opportunity came up, I realized that maybe in this time, in this duration, it's possible to tell it, and it's a different audience. It's a bigger audience maybe. So I thought, yeah.
In a strange way, it also reminded me of your first film because, in Evade Subramaniam, you were kind of telling us that, don't get caught up in the rat race and learn to look at the large world and, what's your purpose in life and things like that. And here you're doing it in a very different way, in a very technological world where you're, you're talking about how we get so caught up in a fantasy world that we refuse to look at the real world, isn't it? I was also curious about the entire setup of X Life itself. So, what kind of planning went into X Life, creating X Life, and what it is?
It was quite a bit of planning, like little and we shot this in proper COVID times because like we couldn't start before, and then we tried once. We had a false start. Then again we tried. And it required a set, and it required us to create a different world and lots of VFX in it. So what I thought would be a reasonably simple 30-minute film was we shot only in 5 days, like mad people. We ran around and shot in 5 days, but the post took like 2.5, 3 months.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I was also quite, taken by surprise by the choice of the actor to play the nerdy, know-it-all, techno-geek kind of a person. And he's a singer, isn't it?
He's a singer, yeah.
Yeah.
He's also the music director of the film.
Right. How did you see the actor in him, or did you think that his geekish appeal?
Most of the times it's just that. Yeah, because even he was asking, how are you going to make me act, dude? I was like, don't act, just come, do your thing, go. Because his body language or his look or whatever is the character. So it just becomes easier.
Sanjit Hegde.
Sanjit Hegde. So he's a bit awkward and he's geeky and he's cool in his own way. So it worked out, I think.
Okay. Sankalp, to ask you about your film, I felt there were a lot of things that you left for the audience also for the viewers also to interpret and come to conclusions, right? So was that a deliberate move not to spell out everything of their stories, their past, and of all the 4 characters involved?
So that's the good thing I could able to do on OTT, experimenting that to, I don't know whether I should say this or not, to end a film without an ending.
Yeah, you kind of leave us to imagine what would be the result of the whole thing, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. Tarun, moving back to your film, Ramula.
Yeah.
How did you choose your Ramula? Because, she is also a very interesting character. Of course, we all know how Lakshmi Manchu can pull off the other central part of the character required.
Right.
But for me, Ramula was also the surprise because, she's very feisty, she's very fiery, but she's also a little vulnerable.
Right.
So did you audition a lot of people before you chose your Ramula and Sanvi Meghna? Am I pronouncing it right?
Sanvi Meghna.
Right, Sanvi Meghna. How did you select her?
So initially what happened was I was very clear about the casting. Okay, let me try and get Anandi from Pariyerum Perumal. So hails from Warangal. But she's doing a lot of Tamil cinema, and I spoke to her on the phone, and I thought that accent will also really suit it. And I knew that she had that spectrum, so she'd probably emote as well. But somehow, and then Harika also from Big Boss, who's there in Big Boss now. So then auditioned all of them. I was just trying to choose who and all that, and then there's this secondary character audition that happened, and this girl had applied and she'd come. She was somewhere in the background for in Chiranjeevi sir's film somewhere. So, and she came and she auditioned, and then one of my team members, Upu and all these guys, they showed me the audition, and I was like, this is Ramula. I don't know why we said that. We all just sat down over tea and we said, this is Ramula. But she was too fair. So we had to do something else. So we called her in again, we auditioned again with her.
Stand in the sun.
Yeah. So it was very exciting, that process. I was extremely nervous about that decision, but on day one, we had a particular scene which was a little scary to perform and all that. She just went there and she said, oh, it's all right, I can just go ahead and do it. The kind of passion that she had reminded me of casting Vishwak or Vijay, the same, the same kind of energy. They were ready to give it all. So that translated really well on screen.
She's very good, actually.
Yeah, so I'm very happy for her as well.
Yeah, yeah. I was also curious to know, what were your discussions with Vivek Sagar? His music is
Outstanding.
Yeah.
especially towards the end. I can't discuss the end, obviously, but what he does is like completely different
Yeah,
from
yeah.
what you expect a conventional music composer to do.
Yeah, so me and Vivek, when we sat down also, I said, this is a space of dark comedy and, Coen Brothers kind of thing. And when we observe what horrors humans can do, then I told him that, we just have to be like nature. Nature's like a clock, just take it, only percussion, no melody. Let's not accentuate any emotion with the usage of violins or anything. What's there visually, let's do something contrasting, so it kind of looks like it's clockwork. And we see things the way they are. So immediately Vivek said, all right, let's just do drums and let's just do percussion here. Let's keep this silent. And silence plays a major role in his music as well. He knows where to use silence. So this time I said, all right, let's just do all the damn experiments you want to do, because this time we're not going to be scorned for it. So yeah, so he went all out. And I think it's Vivek's best work so far. And it's a great marriage of visuals and music for
Yes,
me.
it is. It is. And you had Niket Bommi
Nikki,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah. Right.
Nikki has this one camera which he bought unnecessarily and he could never use it. So he was trying to rent it out for the longest time. He said, bloody, I spent 20 lakhs on this shit and it's giving so much noise, the red camera, all right? So I said, we need noise. Get that camera back. He said, Macha, this is an old man. Finally, I can feel that I used this somewhere. So we got that camera. It had a lot of grain, but it worked to our advantage because it gave that gritty, this thing, and that texture to the entire world. So yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Nandini, your film as well, you have Richard Prasad and, Jayashree, who's been by your side for a long time. And you've created a very moody, atmospheric, thriller, should I say. It sets up the mood for a thriller kind of a space. How did you want to, give the look of the film as such?
See, when we look at people's lives, especially the rich and the well-to-do, from the outside, you always look at them and say they have it all.
Yeah.
What lies behind that gloss and that beauty can be something else, can be scary, can be horrifying, can be oh my God, is this what these people are putting up with? So, while we'll have that party set up looking glossy and Amla looking beautiful and all, when there's that personal space between JB and Amla, suddenly it's like this shadow. It's this shadow and it's dark and it's looming and everything is not what it seems to be. So there's a lot of it which is almost like a mirage and something that exists and doesn't exist. So these were the spaces that we were looking, and we kind of wanted to work with extreme wide shots and extreme close-ups. We didn't want these kind of mid shots because the relationship is like that. It's suffocating and distant. The whole dynamic in the relationship is like that. So that's how we wanted to treat it. So in that sense, that house is this ominous, opulent witness to this macabre story that's happening.
True. Nag, I was also curious about the timing of such a film that comes from you. For about a year, all of us have been forced to be more indoors and work from home, extended work from home routines, and be online much more than we would love to, or than what we would have loved to be otherwise. In that kind of a scenario, do you think a lot more people will connect with the idea of X Life?
For sure, to an extent. I mean, this was written before the lockdown, but definitely in the lockdown, it's been that. It's been work from home, date from home, do everything from home. So it's like, so it's all from home. So definitely it makes sense now a little. But even without it, like just our phones and 4G and 5G is the same thing. It's like we're walking around and we always have a bubble around us.
Right. All right. Sankalp, when was your film shot? Did this happen before lockdown?
No, before
or during
lockdown, much before lockdown. Last year, 2019 October.
I've been waiting a long time.
Specific, yeah.
I think Sankalp shot first, then I shot, then Tarun. That
Yeah,
was the sequence,
yeah.
and then Nagi.
A year
a
later.
year later.
And I'm sure, when we spoke about backstories and how you revealed only partly and you want people to connect the dots and, make their own interpretations. And you've got very talented cast on board, including Satyadev, Isha, Srinivas Avasarala. So were all these backstories kind of discussed and analyzed among all of you while shooting or even during the pre-production stage?
No, while writing the script itself, we have planned everything, what the backstory is, how they're going to behave. And then we narrated to the actors and they loved it. So it was like seamlessly everything was happening.
All right. Finally, I'd like to ask all of you now, with this anthology coming out, do you think it will encourage a lot more filmmakers to put out very different stories, not just for, a platform like Netflix, but even otherwise for cinema as such?
Yeah, in fact, when we were doing this, there was talks of Vivek, Atreya, Maha and Bharat Kamma and Swaroop, I think. All these guys were also getting together and trying to think of something. And we had a discussion, even when we were figuring out a name for this, these other directors also had a few suggestions. And when I spoke with them, when we all caught up then, and a lot of them had very interesting ideas. And I think now, with how this is received, a lot more content like this will come in. And I feel, quite honestly, more than anything, OTT, theater aside, it's also about the timeline. So suddenly it's 30 minutes, suddenly it's 40 minutes. Your character arcs are very different. The structure that you've studied is now gone. So suddenly there is a blank canvas. And it feels like film school again, where we're all a part of one community. We're going to talk about different stories. And we can reflect society in such weird perspectives. It's going to be damn interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We answered
thing.
for us all.
I'm just excited to set up another anthology and get started again.
Looking forward to that. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for taking
Thanks.
time out.
Thanks
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so much.
Sangeeta.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.